Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam, he is Dean. This is the Manchester United Fulham preview, or should I say Fulham Manchester United preview. United go into Craven Cottage. Can we make it 11 games unbeaten under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? And can we register our 10th win under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Big game awaits, the early kickoff on Saturday. Dean, first things first, how you doing, lad? What's going on? Repping straight up today?
Yeah, man.
Subscribe, all of that.
Trust me, new content coming soon, innit? It's been a hectic day, so yeah, man. It's good to talk football, innit?
Yeah, it is good to have a little chill, have a little chat about the game. We've not done a match preview in a while. Hopefully, these are going to be becoming a more regular thing now as well. But the match preview, we're just going to be looking ahead to the game, answering some of your guys' questions, and giving our predicted teams, predicted scores, etc. Not met up for a while, so we've got a lot to talk about in terms of how we see United playing against Fulham. The performances have been mixed of late, although we have got the results and obviously come back against Burnley. Leicester City was a big win. Fulham, people are looking at this like it's going to be 3-4, 5-0 to Manchester United, but are you as confident going into this game? Because Fulham are in a difficult position at the moment.
Yeah, I think if this was a one-off game, I think you'd be looking, especially this time of season, you'd probably be looking to put them to the sword. But I think with the run of games we've got coming, you need to start. Well, Ali has to manage his squad, and I've heard people mention like Pogba probably should get a rest. Like it's like really we should really have more than enough for Fulham without Pogba. However, playing without Pogba kind of changes the team we are. So I think we should be beating them in terms of. I think because we're gonna have to manage our squad, I still think it's a dangerous game. They're trying to come away from relegation. I think at home is where they get most. They score most of their goals. I think they've got most of their points. Obviously, their fans will be up for it. So obviously, I don't think you can.
They've got a few quality players in their team as well that you can imagine being up for a game against Manchester United. A United team that's probably going to go on attack, probably going to leave a few spaces in behind. And when you're leaving spaces for the likes of, they've got Andre Schurrle in there, who on his day is very good, scored some great goals this season. What's his face? Alexander Mitrovic is another one. They got the likes of Seri, who was, I remember him being linked to Manchester United at times before his move to Fulham. So they have got some decent players in their team. It's obviously, if United turn up and we hit them quickly, like we have done teams recently, apart from Burnley, then you'd think United will get a comfortable result. Because if we go 1-0 up and they have to come out and attack us, then we're going to pick them off on the break. Will we see some changes though? I got a feeling Romelu Lukaku might start this one. And Matic might be left out. And we've seen against Burnley when we left Matic out, his replacement didn't perform well in Andreas Pereira. Now, not writing him off, but whoever comes in needs to perform now. And up top, would you bring in Lukaku for Rashford? Because PSG's the game after that.
Yeah, I don't really want. If you're gonna start Rashford against PSG, obviously you probably don't want him to start. Especially again, if we can, we should be able to. A team like United, we should be able to do without Rashford against Fulham. Really, it's gonna be not writing him off like I say, but we should have too much for them.
And that game's the early one on Tuesday, so it's not Wednesday.
So I think you probably do start Lukaku. He has enough really to put them to the sword. It's just really do it, and his style of play is a bit awkward for us. Ideally there'd be another striker. I'm not sure if you play Sanchez against PSG. So if you don't, me personally, I'll probably look to have Sanchez there.
Against PSG,
against Fulham. If you're not going to start Sanchez,
you could start both though, because Martial's obviously been injured. He came on against Leicester, did all right, and I think in the brief time Martial was on, he showed a bit more than Sanchez, and I don't think Sanchez has really performed to the level that we come to expect. Hopefully that's coming. But Fulham is a game again. That's a big chance for Lukaku to get goals, Sanchez to get goals, because those that will be looking at Fulham as a side we can score against, and if they can't score against them, do they really deserve to be warranting a start against Paris Saint-Germain? Maybe this is a game for the front three of Matt, Lukaku and Sanchez.
Yeah, I think looking ahead to PSG, all of our squad needs to be on it really, because it's not just going to be 11 players over 2 legs that win us that game if we're to win it. So I think everyone needs to be kind of firing. So
Ali might not even want to rest players as well. You've got to think, because the Fulham game's the 9th, the PSG game's the 12th, and then we've got a week's break till Chelsea. So it's not like we've got 3 games in 6-7 days. We've got a lot of rest. The last game we had was Leicester. Yeah. So he may think, players are fresh enough to be able to play those 2 games before the other games that we have. So it's an interesting one. What team? Think about what 11 you'd play, and we'll select the 11s towards the latter part of the video. As for that strike force, Lukaku, what have you made of him?
For the player that I've seen in the World Cup, he just looks like a different player. To be honest, he was beasting people in the World Cup, and he's come back to United. I was thinking he's going to be more positive moving forward this season. It looks like he forgot who he is. Like, I don't know, like sometimes you watch him and it's like he doesn't know his own strength, and it's like, well, if you're not gonna win the header against this centre back, at least like let him know you're playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be in and around him, like do something. Like, at times he just offers nothing. Like, we know about his interlinked play and his woeful touch at times. But it's like, even when like you'd think like he'd just go forward at times, like, and just think like you're best going towards the goal. And it's like a lot of times when we've got it wide, it's like, I know a lot of people get onto like Ashley Young's crossing, etc. But sometimes it's like there's not really like, you know, like, I don't know. I think David Beckham would have problems at times. The way sometimes when the position
the way
box,
he moves.
Yeah, because it's like go front post, go far post. But it's like you kind of just dawdling around the middle, and it's like sometimes I always think like if it annoys me that there isn't really a centre forward that we have that just darts towards the front post. You know, like a Chicharito or something where. And I think a lot of times the crosses end up there, and it's like there's just no one there. And I just think that Lukaku, I think he just.
What's worried me about him as well has been he's come on as a sub in a lot of games and showed no signs of. You know, like, especially against Leicester City, we were 1-0 up, and it's like, offer something, and you see other players that have been on before him running past him to get, and you're thinking,
he's blowing after 2 sprints. I seen him do 2 sprints, and your man's blowing it, and I'm like, it's just mad. That's what I'm saying. There, it's like, just put yourself about in it. The last couple of minutes and that, just put yourself about. Just put pressure on a different. Now you can't even do that, and it's like, what is it you're offering? I don't.
He has to improve. I think if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was to stay as manager, Lukaku wouldn't be here next season.
I don't see how we could.
And I'd be really disappointed as that, because I was someone that wanted him to come to Manchester United, thought he did very well in his first season. And even now I kind of feel like the player's still in there, but what we're seeing on the pitch just isn't good enough. So you can't defend what he's providing to us at the moment. There's a long way to go. He could change it around. He could get a big goal against PSG or something, but he don't look like that's happening.
Nah. The thing that baffles me is, like, obviously the summer he came to United, he was kicking it with Pogba and all this in America, and like they're proper good pals and that. And it's like, when you actually watch them play, that it doesn't look like they're like. Well, to me, Pogba. It just looks like Pogba knows how good Lukaku is, and he's like, I ain't giving it to you, you get me, or it doesn't seem to. Or you look at the difference in the relationship he has with Rashford. And Rashford, obviously, he's not at the time. He's not really as worth as much as Lukaku. But you look at the chemistry they have between them and the link up that they have. Obviously, the same that kind of Pogba had with Zlatan. And it's like, I don't understand. That baffles me. How you don't even have this link up with your brethren. But you know what I'm saying? Because to me, if I'm playing with my brethren, then I don't know. Like,
he's gonna try to bring the best out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm really thinking, I'm looking for you, bro. Like, obviously, like, Rashford's cool and that, you get me, but obviously me and you ride in it, like, and it's like you don't do that. I think Pogba did do it, but I think now he just knows you're not good enough. You get me, like the balls that he puts through to Rashford, he didn't even bother trying. How much times has really ever put a ball like in behind the defensive line for Lukaku? He don't never do it really.
And the only time he did a job for us as well was when he was offered that right hand side position against Arsenal, and he was kind of told, like, bully that guy. Like, his passing was good, but the pressure wasn't on him to get the goals. I feel like, and that's when he thrived. But that's not Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku is supposed to be a big goal scorer for you.
But we've changed the way we're playing. We're not that the Mourinho style was flattering on Lukaku, but we're playing a lot faster now. So even that, like, more so, you're not going to be able to play centre forward. I think it was a good shout by putting him against Arsenal. Like, it was a good shout putting him wide right, because he did well, to be fair. Like, again, like, if you're gonna have that kind of impact on a game, the fair play, go play in the wing. But as a centre forward, he doesn't offer enough for me. I've
got loads in the comments at the moment. Scott saying, would you say the league is more important than Champions League, though, being realistic? Do you mean in terms of our league position? Because I'm sure you can't mean winning it. Roxanne says, I think we need to just wait for Big Rom and Sanchez to start being the players they should be. Have we got time to wait for players that are more than old enough and wise enough to deliver their best football? Let's not change the best 11 we've got. We've done all the hard work to where we are now. Sanchez is not good enough, and we've not seen Lukaku score from outside the box. That's what Amroot said. And one more. That man Dan says, I'd start Lukaku to give him minutes. I'd probably not start Matic, bring Herrera into CDM and use Fred in 8. Be interested to see what midfield combination he goes with. I want to see Bailly and Lindelof starting together again, though, innit? It's because we've seen them once together. I think.
Yeah, you kind of skip past their attacking threat, but me personally, I think Mitrovic can have a lot of joy against those two. To be honest, I think even the goals we've.
So do you think he'd bring who in?
I'm not saying we change them because I think they're arguably probably our best 2 centre backs, but I'm just saying in general, I think you get joy against them. I think in the air, I think you get joy against both of them, to be honest, and especially the way Mitrovic is that bullish kind of centre forward. To me, like that's what I think we should beat them, but I think they're like whipping the balls in the box will cause us a lot of problems. Set pieces will cause us a lot of problems. I think.
Schurrle's got the delivery as well. Kearney's got a decent delivery. They've got a few players that can get balls into the box. I think if we get the first goal, though, it's going to be problems for them.
But still, you just whip the ball in.
But yeah, they can go. I'm not saying they won't cause us problems. In my prediction, I think they'll score. So I do think they can score goals against us. But should be slapping these lot. Jack says, "What's your opinion on Fred?" Fred's probably in my predicted 11. Is he?
Where's he gone? No, I don't like. Even that is it's a bit mad. Like obviously he's looked neat at times, I think, for us, and then like since Ollie's come in, he's not really featured.
Ollie has spoken well of him and said that he's giving him time and he's going to wait for him to, get more settled. So he seems to have someone that's offering him an olive branch to say the opportunity is going to be there for you. You need to take it. This is the kind of game that obviously if he starts, then you got to be performing well in this game. And with how open it could be an ideal game for him. Someone that could pick the ball up from the back and run forward with it. And hope. The problem that I have for him is when he plays a lot, he's playing with Lukaku and Sanchez. He's not playing with Rashford and Martial. Players that are going to make a lot of space for them, which must be frustrating for him.
Yeah, but again, I think that obviously the cream rises to the top, and I think that he although you are going to be reliant on other of the best players playing around you, I think he still needs to show more than he has done. I mean, the main thing again is. Are
you still got hopes of him being a decent player for us?
Technically to me he looks nice. I just think that he needs. I don't know. I think he needs like a Kante behind him. Like that's what I don't like. And it's like, I don't know. But even then, it's like we're looking at a lot of the time. He was under Jose, so of what we have seen of him. So I don't know. Maybe with the shackles off and a bit more confidence that he can be a top player, because he was a top player before he came to.
I'm hoping Sarri keeps the job at Chelsea for at least next season, because I think there might be a chance for us to get Kante. I don't think we'd be in for him, to be honest.
I don't.
But I think Chelsea might be looking to.
He'd be the ideal signing to. I said this ages ago. Like if Kante was alongside Pogba, but even it's a bit baffling what's happened.
We could sing that song as well, that French tune.
Oh yeah,
it's a banger, that isn't it?
So I'm saying.
It's on the whole squad just so we could do that tune.
But they beat us to the point. Because I've seen something. I'm sure like Arsenal paying more for Xhaka the same season than Kante, and it's like
didn't we spend as much on Matic?
We spent more on Matic. I think they paid like 32 million for him or something.
Was it 30? I thought they spent 40. Yeah. So
crazy.
Shit. Like, even Fred, we spent 50 mil.
Yeah, obviously the price has gone up since then, but to me it's like we kind of missed a trick. I don't know how, but we missed a trick there.
You'd think he'd be such an easy player to deal with as well, in terms of
That's why obviously going off topic, but it's like it's baffling for me how Sarri's just moved him out of DM mixing. To me,
he's not bringing him back either. So
baffling.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone needs to get in there and take him.
But again, I think obviously I'm sure he's on a decent contract, but I can't see them letting him go regard. Because again, their managers changed that quickly. Is he going to stay a third season? No.
Raf says Matic has really improved and is essential for us. I think Matic has really improved, and I think it's also essential for us to find a replacement for him, because I think it's quite clear that he's getting older. He's not the player he was. He definitely can't be playing week in, week out if he's still at the club next season. So I do agree that he has improved, and I do think he's been better, but I don't think he is someone that I think we should be relying on next season. Personally, I don't think he'll be able to do it. Played a lot of football last season. Would have played a lot of football this season.
I don't know. I think a lot of people give him stick. A lot of people was giving him stick as well, and it's like.
To be fair, he deserved it because he was whack.
Yeah, he was playing, but again, like you can obviously the way we're playing now is a bit different. And to me though, it's like obviously form is temporary, class is permanent. It's like to me, Matic is class. Like he's super tidy. Like sometimes I see like his ball retention. Like some people make it onto this, but it's like a lot of people put him in a lot of difficult positions on the pitch at times. Like put him under pressure, and your man's just cool. Just any right or left foot can kind of get out of trouble, knock the ball.
He does give the ball away a lot though. In positions where you wouldn't expect
usually for his poor passing, but it's like but he doesn't. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying.
In terms of getting dispossessed, but like, I don't know. I think he can still do a job next season. I just think obviously you want competition for places. Like we need to me we need like a more of a Kante for me. Like obviously I don't think there is another one, but that's a kind of more energetic, like like someone who's just gonna. Obviously not to.
Jack says he hasn't got the legs to play every week, which I think is a fair because he's getting older, isn't it? He's getting a lot older. There's comments about false Mentor in there because he's been at Fulham, and I feel like an opportunity's passed with him being away from the club at the moment because his time obviously hasn't gone to plan at Fulham, and it's difficult with the amount of money they'd spent in the summer for then a new loan signing to be treated like a top level player, top bracket player there. But if he was still here now with Ole here, he would have been getting opportunities, and it's like someone takes those opportunities in a different way. I do feel a bit sorry for him, but I feel like the player that I expected him to become and thought he would become, we're probably not going to get to see that at Manchester United now.
It's cutthroat in this football business, you get me? Speak, man, like, but against it, you have to take your opportunity, and to me, like, obviously, it's easy to look good at Fulham for me. I don't know about anyone else, but it's easy to stand out for Fulham than it probably is for, like, if he was playing for United. Obviously, playing around better players, but again, if we're not playing well, again, the same thing could have happened. Like, that's why I'm not always for. A lot of people are getting on Jose or whatever. He didn't play enough youth at times. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think when you're under the cosh, I don't think it's the best environment for a new player to come in under. You know them ones. So they start getting tired with or people's memories of this bad time in association with a certain player or whatever. But if he doesn't make it, I mean, to me he's look neat, but he won't be the first. He's not going to be the last player that I've seen who I thought has got potential to make it at United and just get shipped on and it. Like,
there's still chance for him.
It's not over, but again, like that going to Fulham is a good opportunity because you could have just went there and been one of them players where guaranteed next season someone else in the Prem wants here, regardless if Fulham go up or down. Because it's like this geezer's a boss at centre back, right back.
You think Fulham are gone?
I don't know. I'm trying to think who's it, but obviously Huddersfield I think are gone. Huddersfield's gone. They're far off it, and
they're 7 points away from relegation, from safety. Sorry, with 13 games to go.
I don't see you.
And the likes of the teams that are just above them. Sorry.
Above them.
Are Burnley, Southampton, Newcastle, Palace, and Brighton, and you don't really see any of those teams dropping in there.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen Burnley and up close and personal.
Cardiff are 2 points from safety, and that's like right. I would have thought Cardiff were gone. Huddersfield are gone. Huddersfield are gone. 13. They've got 11 points, bruv. From 20, you should be all embarrassed.
But the Premiership's a tough league. You get me? Like you can get slapped by anyone. Like it's a bit.
Simulator season with Huddersfield on FIFA, you get more than 11 points with 20.
I'm like world class or something.
Yeah, definitely.
With Huddersfield.
On legendary, bruv.
Okay, legendary. You telling me you would have more than 11 points?
Yeah, cause.
Nah, this
should be embarrassed.
Who's their top striker?
I don't know, bruv.
Exactly. Don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's peak, man.
But 11 points.
And if anyone can name their starting 11.
11 points from 20. You get 3 points for one win, you know.
Yeah. But it's like you get slapped. Like
that's 3 wins and 2 draws. What else you been doing for 20 games,
like
bro?
Pro or FIFA with a team that ain't got a goal scorer, like you're struggling, mate. Absolutely struggling. And then your defense ain't that good. How much? You know what I'm saying? Tell me. Well, again, like at the same time, like they kind of do need to go. They play negative football. You get me? So. I said it last season. They needed to go. To be honest, so like they're just getting their comeuppance. Like
someone said, Blind would have stood out well for Ali. Why did we let go of Blind out of everybody though? That's what pisses me off. One person that could actually play football. One person that could actually pass a football.
Yeah, no, he's tired.
He's stupid. Well, we let Rojo, Smalling, Jones, all them idiots stay. I love you, Rojo, but you're an idiot. You get me? And like. All them lot. And Daley Blind. He's out there.
He didn't want to stay on the bench, innit?
Yeah, but he shouldn't be. He could have started. Opinion on Fellaini leaving?
Good business, firstly, by United. Obviously, he signed to a new contract. Got 11 mil back for him. Paid, 27 for him. Like, and that's a no-brainer. To me, if it's anyone a football manager, and like you re-sign him to a contract regardless if you keep him. Me personally, I'm not a fan of McTominay. I'm not on his bandwagon to start slewing him, but Fellaini to me offers a different option. It's like
but you're not getting 11 mil from McTominay.
Yeah, but I think he just like me personally. I think he fizzles away, but I think there's certain games that Fellaini I think is still useful, and I think like the Burnley game, people are he's not a United player. All this talk like how much times have we brought games back from whipping in a ball in a box and someone sticking their head on it? And it's like Fellaini was good at that, so it kind of baffled me. He went mid-season, to be honest. And again, I thought he played all right at times under Jose. Got some important goals for us, but
I don't.
Again, he's not technically good enough at feet, but he goes off. He's got more and more about. He's still an international for Belgium. They got a 6 squad.
Yeah, but
you know, he's not.
I think the decision to let Fellaini go was the correct decision. It was a good decision for all concerned. Fellaini's out in China making super guap. United have let him go, got some money. He contributed to a lot of success. But ultimately, we don't need him. So I think it was the right decision.
We don't need it. So I think we can get better than him. But I don't know. It's like it'd be interesting because it's like I think obviously for PSG, Rabiot, I think he's a similar. Obviously similar. It looks similar to Fellaini, but he's similar kind of stature. I'm sure he's on a free at the end of the season. Me personally, I'd have a look at him. You know what I'm saying? Like. Rabiot is a tough player, man.
Beat said Pereira, Fred and Pogba in midfield. Question.
That's it.
Give me a team, by the way.
Pereira wants so much time
on that note. But Phil Jones is the absolute fucking idiot for passing him that ball.
Yeah, but he wants a
give me a team,
time. Like, if I was mixing up the team in it, because again, like we've got PSG on Tuesday, so I'd obviously go De Gea and go. Obviously, you can play 2 games. Centre back, you probably still go with Lindelof and. That's because I think Mitrovic will cause some problems. Left back, I think you probably have to go short, to be honest. Like, cause then you should be able to play 2 games in a couple of days. You probably go Valencia at right back. Should be good enough to beat Fulham, to be honest.
Wouldn't you rather see Dalot given an opportunity than playing Valencia? Are you resting young for PSG?
Me personally, I think Dalot. Yeah, I think he's got a proper sick cross here. And he looks decent when he dribbles and that, but I think he just looks so pedestrian.
But I think in a game where we're expected to have about 60% possession,
you
give Dalot a game. You get me?
They're gonna be
your team, man. So your back 5 is
De Gea, Valencia, Lindelof. Well, to be fair, I'll probably stick Smalling in, to be honest on it. Smalling's decent in the air and that, so I'll probably stick. Yeah, I always stick Smalling. I get Lau, probably Lau by and that, to be honest. Just let him chill out and I would go with Schurrle left back. Centre mid, I would go with I'll start further up the field. I would go with I will probably put Fred in, to be honest. I will put Mata and Holding.
So Pogba's not playing.
Nah, I think he needs to be rested, to be honest. Who am I putting DM? I'm not playing Matic.
Pereira.
I really want him to be rested, to be honest. Like, I can't play. See, it's a tough one. Like, I think
Could put Fred there and then play Pogba.
Yeah, okay. You give Fred the goal there. Mata, and I would go with. I'll probably stick Herrera in. You know. I think, to be honest, when we've not played without Herrera, I think we look so lacklustre in midfield. So I would put and Pogba without Pogba there as well. I think you have to put Herrera.
And Herrera did get a rest against Burnley.
Yeah, so I'll put Herrera in. So Herrera, Fred, and Mata. I would go with. It's a bit small though. And then forward, I think you have to play Jesse Lingard because I think he's kind of the glue that links everything together, especially going forward. I put Sanchez through the middle. And then probably Lukaku on it. But again, you probably want to put Lukaku on the right. And then, I don't know, integrate Lingard probably into like a 5-man midfield, but as a number 10 or something, and have Sanchez up front. That's what I'd be looking to go with, to be honest. I think we need certain personnel, like I say, Lingard, Herrera. I think Lindelof, Smalling, and the keeper, they have to play.
I think we see David De Gea in goal. This is the team I think we'll see, not that I think is our best 11. I think we'll see Ashley Young, Bay. I think Lindelof will be given a rest, so we see Bay and Smalling, Luke Shaw, Herrera, Fred, Pogba. I think he'll try and hopefully take Pogba off early. And then up top, I think we're going to see Mata, Alexis, and Lukaku. I think he's going to rest Lingard. The one out of them you could see start is Martial, because I think Martial hasn't played much recently. But I think you rest Martial. I think he'll rest Martial, Lingard, and Rashford for the game against PSG.
I was getting thrown off. Your man's talking about Jones at CDM, McTominay and Fred.
Jesus Christ. He did put like a crying emoji, so I don't think he's deadly serious, but just giving me that thought is disgraceful. Derek says Sanchez should start. He needs a run of game. If he hits form, we go to the next level overall. That is true. Like, imagine Lukaku or Sanchez were like at their top form.
Yeah.
It is such a mad attacking force. Timothy says, with Herrera and absent, Herrera and Matic, with them being absent, would it be felt more? That's true, like the midfield, but I think Matic can't be playing both those games. I think if anyone's guaranteed to be rested, it's probably Matic, isn't it?
Yeah, I would look to rest him, but I'll probably look to rest Pogba, to be honest.
You never know. Do you think United are going to beat PSG? We'll do a preview for that, but
it's a tough game. That is like, I think they're beatable, innit? They got beat. We was watching the other day, innit? Like, they got beat by Memphis team, innit? Yeah, Leon, innit? So they can be beat. Let's not kid ourselves. They can be beat, but
the Verratti and Neymar are massive misses for them. But when you've got Cavani and you've got Mbappe and you've got Di Maria and all those sort of players, you can cause teams problems. So you know, we can't take anything for granted. But at the same time, I think Oli who was in the stadium, would have looked at that and thought, I know how to get at them, and he'll be confident of us causing them problems. So score prediction: Fulham, Manchester United.
3-1 United.
I was going to say 3-1 United.
I'll go 3-2.
I'll go 4-1 United. Do you remember that 3-2 United when they first got promoted and they had pizza on their t-shirt and Louis Saha scored 2 and Van Nistelrooy scored. I think it was that game Van Nistelrooy scored running from the. Was that one?
No, I don't think so.
That was a different game.
No, that was at Old Trafford.
No, they were both at Old Trafford. These games that I'm thinking of. Let me see that actually. Man United 3. Was that the one where 2001? Van Nistelrooy played. See, Fulham went ahead 1-0. Saha set it up. Oh shit! Did Van Nistelrooy score that goal then? Louis Saha scored. Andy Cole overhead kicks it into Van Nistelrooy. Yeah, he never scored that goal in that game. But Luke Chadwick came on for Van Nistelrooy in the 77th minute. Louis Saha. I remember watching Louis Saha actually in the Championship. I think that season that Fulham got up. We got Louis Saha from them, Van der Sar from them. Anyone else?
It was a top boy that was. I remember, obviously, I just seen his name there, Steve Malbrook. I remember who was linked with him. He's tidy, he was on tidy player.
French geezer, isn't it?
Yeah, tidy, man.
Yeah, he was alright, he was. Therefore, anyway, we're thinking United are beating Fulham. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to be down there as well. So make sure you're checking out fan cams, all that stuff on Full Time Devils. We'll be doing a Aftermath Live, a PSG preview, a straight up podcast all across this weekend. So make sure you're keeping it locked for all of that. And for now, guys, I've been Adam, it's been Dean. Make sure you follow him on Twitter and make sure you subscribe to Straight Up. Any final words, Dean?
Just subscribe to the thing, and obviously like, subscribe, all of that. Comments. Let me. Obviously, I'll be in the comments to get me. So see you.
Yeah, don't be chatting shit. See you later.